From one episode that portrayed him as a psychopath to another that exposed just how badly he cheated on his girlfriend, these are the episodes that show just how Regular Show completely destroyed Mordecai. On the surface, we all know Mordecai as the funny, supportive friend who can even put his life in danger for his loved ones. But deep down, he also carried a darker side, one that was ruthless, unfaithful, and deeply jealous, only revealing itself in rare moments. Regular Show's first portrayal of Mordecai as a bad person appeared in the episode titled It's Time, when Mordecai nearly ended up erasing Rigby's existence. The episode begins in the coffee shop where Mordecai is seen desperately trying his hardest, acting foolishly just to impress his crush, Margaret.
Oh, hey, Margaret. I was wondering, would you, like to, you know...
Watching him mumble, Rigby tried to boost Mordecai's confidence by hyping him up, even joking with Margaret and making her laugh. However, it seemed to backfire. Rather than becoming confident, Mordecai immediately became jealous of Rigby.
You're gonna have to excuse Mordecai here. He has a hard time trying to espresso himself.
Good one, Rigby. I'll be right back with your food, guys.
Dude, did you see how hard Margaret laughed at me?
But even after behaving weirdly, Mordecai tried to stay calm and act normal.
Wait a minute. You're jealous.
What? No, I'm not.
Dude, you're just jealous because I made her laugh and all you do is sit like this.
Whatever. Just stay out of my way when I'm helping her move.
But things went even worse for him when, while doing chores, Rigby casually asked Margaret to the zombie dinner party, which made Mordecai feel left out.
I mean, obviously you don't have to, but,
Margaret, want to see something cool? Bam! 2 tickets to the zombie dinner party premiere. Want to go with me tonight?
You actually got tickets? Yeah, I'll totally go with you tonight. Mordecai, you gotta come too.
Mordecai can't come because I only got 2 tickets.
This did not sit well with him, and Mordecai, out of frustration, began moving like a robot, destroying the watch battery, grabbing every clock, and stuffing them all into the microwave. And things only got worse when he erased time itself so that Rigby couldn't go on a date with Margaret.
now you'll never be on time for your date.
Give me back those clocks!
No!
Consequently, the universe sent them to a parallel reality where they fought each other violently. This ultimately led Mordecai to throw Rigby into the void purely out of jealousy.
I'll kill you! Rigby! No, that's not what I meant!
Although horrified, he was instantly filled with regret after this decision, as it was too late. However, Mordecai managed to bring Rigby back with the help of Papa Time, but one thing was clear. He certainly went insane whenever Margaret was involved. This episode revealed a completely different side of Mordecai and earned an 8.7 out of 10 rating on IMDb. But fans' reactions were completely opposite, as they labeled him a toxic person who couldn't hide his insecurity. All of this happened because he chose his best friend over his crush. But what if I told you this wasn't just a one-time thing? Because in the next episodes I'm about to show you, he ditched Rigby, manipulated him into getting things done, and even ghosted the girl that he was dating the moment he saw his crush. All because he couldn't get over his simp mode. In the next episode titled Yes Dude Yes, Mordecai was seen heartbroken after watching Margaret hug her cousin, which he actually thought was her boyfriend that had just engaged with her. So out of jealousy, he became a sad and troubled guy, and to cope with his sadness, he dated many girls, including CJ, which was understandable. Even though everyone avoided him after seeing him fumble, CJ seemed different, treating him with compassion.
No.
Dude, just be real with me.
You're right. My friend talked me into coming here. I've been depressed and just needed to get out of the house. Sorry, I'm sure you're a cool girl and all, but I'm not interested in dating anyone right now.
That's cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Her carefree vibe, laughing with Mordecai, going go-karting, and visiting art galleries with him made her an instant fan favorite. Unlike the polished Margaret, with whom Mordecai constantly faced troubles, CJ was raw and real, always ready to dive into any adventure. However, just when everyone thought that he had finally gotten over Margaret after finding someone who matched his vibe, well, he disappointed everyone again, ghosting CJ instantly as soon as Margaret appeared. This eventually made CJ really mad and deeply upset with Mordecai after the incident.
Can't believe this. Oh, it's so typical. I thought I'd met a nice guy, but I should have known.
Wait, CJ?
Are you just playing some kind of game?
Although some said it was CJ's own anger issues, a lot of people disagreed, feeling this was unfair and calling Mordecai out, saying CJ did absolutely nothing wrong. Even though Mordecai badly ended up hurting CJ by suddenly ghosting her, things reached a whole new level in the episode titled Laundry Woes, where Mordecai literally ended up hurting Rigby, not only physically but also mentally, just because he was trying to help him get over Margaret. Even after being ditched by Margaret, he wasn't able to forget her, as he was seen desperately trying to return Margaret's sweater that she had left behind. He drove for a full 20 hours. The session was so exhausting that he almost got himself and Rigby killed when he went off track, all to satisfy his obsession.
Whoa, dude, the road! Dude, what the heck? Have you been driving all night? You look awful.
It's fine. I just gotta get the sweater to Margaret. Almost there.
Although Mordecai was completely caught up in his delusion about Margaret, Rigby wasn't, as he understood the situation and tried to hold Mordecai back.
But you have to get over her for real. Staying like this is messed up, and it's messing you up. I want my friend back.
Well, if you were a real friend, you'd understand.
I am your friend. You'd realize that if you weren't such a sad sack chump.
That's it.
Aw, man.
His efforts were in vain, as Mordecai ignored Rigby and ended up leaving him on the road like a maniac. Even though this episode had a decent IMDb rating of 7.9 out of 10, it became infamous for revealing the cruel side of Mordecai, as fans also pointed it out, saying, honestly, I didn't expect this from Mordo. But Mordecai's cruel behavior towards Rigby wasn't entirely new, since he had done similar things in earlier episodes like Death Punchies and Jinx, when he almost messed everything up. In the episode Death Punchies, he was seen bullying Rigby, even punching him in the face over small arguments. This wasn't the only time we saw his ruthlessness, as his chronic bullying became even more evident throughout the episode. This prompted Rigby to learn the martial art called Death Kwon Do, just so that he could get revenge on Mordecai. But instead of calming Rigby down like a true friend, Mordecai ended up learning the karate moves too, only to confront him even more. When the two finally faced off, Mordecai blocked all of Rigby's moves, which only made the situation escalate even further. And ultimately, he left half the park destroyed. I mean, look around, can't you see?
Are you finished yet?
Not until I smash you!
However, things took a turn for the worse when the fight continued for hours, and by the end, they had literally turned the park into a sea of lava. And just when they were almost doomed, Mordecai regained his lost conscience and, setting aside his ego, accepted his fault.
You got me. Oh, you got me. You win. We have to stop now because I lost.
I told you I was gonna win! In your face! Yay! I finally get to be player one!
Although they did survive the destruction in the end, this episode clearly shows the stupidity of Mordecai that he often hid beneath his supportive behavior. And as a result, this episode also became a hit. It was praised for its story, and it earned an IMDb rating of 8.9 out of 10, showcasing Mordecai in an almost antagonistic role. But Mordecai's cruel behavior toward Rigby reached a whole new level in the episode Jinx, where he became a hunter completely obsessed with tracking his prey. The episode begins with Mordecai yelling, "Jinx!" the very second Rigby picks up the quarter, setting up the Jinx trend.
Well, it's a pleasure to find treasure, so same diff.
Whatever. Quarter! Jinx!
Yeah, this treasure's my pleasure. Hey!
Mordecai used the trend as a tool for punishment, declaring that Rigby couldn't speak until his name was said 3 times, which hit Rigby hard as he initially failed to complete it and ended up getting punched by Mordecai.
Oh! In your face!
Whoa, look, dude.
That's amazing.
But it wasn't just a one-time thing, as it kept happening repeatedly, with each punch making Mordecai even more cruel, leaving Rigby completely helpless as he ran to Benson for help, hoping he would save him. But it was in vain, as Mordecai appeared like a monster who only enjoyed hurting his best friend Rigby.
Just say my name one more time!
Things reached their worst when the entire park gang joined Mordecai into chasing Rigby just to hurt him, leaving Rigby nearly dead as he went into a panic attack. However, desperate for a resolution, just as Rigby tried to write his name on the bathroom glass, hoping things would change once everyone said his name, the situation escalated. A backward demon appeared, turning everyone into zombies. Although they managed to control the situation by unjinxing Rigby, you have to admit that this would have never happened in the first place if Mordecai had been genuinely nice to him. But on paper, this episode actually performed exceptionally well, earning an IMDb rating of 8.8 out of 10, only leading people to angrily say, Mordecai was such a bully in this episode, and you call this funny, I call this mean-spirited. But this is not the last example of Mordecai being rude to Rigby, as in another episode, he was seen using Rigby to do his work while he was just chilling. In the episode Lift With Your Back, Mordecai was seen escaping his park work by making excuses and leaving the burden over to Rigby from the beginning. But even after using Rigby to do all of his stuff, Mordecai refused to admit to Rigby's contribution, acting as if Rigby hadn't done much for him.
Why are you laughing?
Bro, without Mordecai, you'd be totally useless.
What? Come on, Mordecai, tell him how useful I am.
Yeah, I mean, you're fun.
What? No, tell him I'm useful.
Yeah, you're my friend.
Why aren't you saying the word useful?
This immediately made Rigby mad as he claimed credit for single-handedly managing everything while Mordecai was dating, only to get hurt more.
So the whole time I've been covering for you and CJ?
Well, I mean, it's the least you could do.
The least I could... I quit.
After leaving the job heartbroken, Rigby had to deal with a new job which was full of hard labor and a toxic work environment, just because Mordecai refused to give him credit for his work. Even though Mordecai acknowledged all of his contributions in the end, after seeing Rigby's pathetic situation, one thing was clear, that he always wanted to take credit for the jobs that Rigby did to show his superiority. But while Mordecai seemed really heartless and self-centered in these episodes, the next one showed just how unfaithful he was in his love life, as he blatantly cheated on his girlfriend in public and outright humiliated her in front of the entire park crew just because he was still fumbling. In the episode Merry Christmas Mordecai, we saw Mordecai literally fumbling over Margaret even after having a girlfriend like CJ who always supports him. The episode started with a Christmas party announced by Eileen, where she invited the Mordecai and CJ duo to attend together.
Christmas time is near, spreading the holiday cheer. Yo, Eileen, get that fruitcake out of here.
What? Fruitcake is the best part of the holidays.
Fruitcake, fruitcake, we don't want to partake of your old fruitcake. When a fruitcake comes out knocking, you just stuff that in your stocking.
And boom!
3 things I want to tell you. First and foremost is that my awesome Christmas sweater party is tonight, so be sure to dress for the occasion.
Festive.
This left him really excited, knowing that this could be their first party together as a couple.
Aw, yeah. Count me and CJ in on the party. It's our first Christmas together and it's gonna be awesome.
Until Eileen came up with something unexpected.
And the second thing I wanted to tell you is that Margaret is going to be there.
And that was it, as Mordecai's mood instantly shifted after that, leaving him full of stress while his nostalgia hit him badly.
Margaret? Margaret's gonna be there? Oh no! I should have known she'd be home for the holidays. If she's at the party, and CJ's at the party, and I'm at the party, it's gonna be
A party?
It seems like things were falling apart for Mordecai, as he was seen mentally unstable while stressing way too much about potential things about to happen.
This is terrible! If I see Margaret and act all weird around her, CJ's gonna think I still like her.
Dude, you're making too big a deal out of it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Maybe if I just avoid her, nothing bad will happen.
Even though it might have seemed maybe a little funny at first, it was deeply traumatizing for Mordecai. He was really struggling to get over Margaret from the beginning, which added extra pressure knowing he now has a girlfriend with jealousy issues.
Or you could just talk to her now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she's on her way over here right now.
After stressing out too much, Mordecai became really insane and couldn't even figure out what was going on with him.
I need some air. I gotta go.
Wait, I still gotta tell you the third thing.
But although he tried to hide his insecurity and weakness in front of his girlfriend,
Jeez, someone's on edge tonight. Did Santa bring you a case of jitters for Christmas?
No, he didn't.
he was failing terribly. And the worst came when he ultimately ended up melting down and got defeated by his simp mode.
Merry Christmas. No.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't mean to do
really
that.
wasn't.
Which ultimately resulted in the worst possible way, as he got caught in the end by CJ.
Mordecai? No, it's not.
CJ, wait!
And just like that, he ended up breaking his girlfriend's heart even after she loved him so much. But this sudden love triangle plot earned an impressive 8.8 out of 10 on IMDb, with some people calling him out loud for being unfaithful to CJ in the end, saying he fumbled with CJ was perfect for him, while others said Mordecai really screwed up in this episode. The next episode showed that despite Mordecai managing to win CJ's heart after saying sorry and accepting his fault in the episode called Sad Sacks, he only ended up breaking her heart again in another episode in the worst way possible. In the episode called Dumped at the Altar, all the park crew was happy since Muscle Man finally found his loved one, Starla, in the end. Since it was Muscle Man's long-awaited wedding, he ended up inviting everyone, including Margaret, which didn't sit well with Mordecai, as we can guess from his reaction.
Margaret, hey.
Hey.
I really like your shoes.
Yeah, the same old fumbling and trying to hide his insecurity until it was finally caught. The hide and seek didn't last for long, as he ended up stumbling this time in public right when it came time to decide on his own soulmate.
Finding the right person is hard. You know, for a while, I've been telling myself there's no such thing as soulmates. But now I'm not so sure. Look at Muscle Man and Starla. It's like they were designed for each other. So where's my soulmate?
Even with CJ present right there in front of him in the room, he was fully hesitating to say her name in public while dodging the point.
Could be anyone. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's that really old lady. I don't know.
Why are you talking?
Oh, right. My point is, I don't know if there's one perfect person out there for me, but I know that for a long time I've been ignoring my gut because I didn't want to hurt anyone. But instead of saving their feelings, it's just made everyone around me miserable. For the first time, I'm gonna take Rigby's advice.
This eventually resulted in the worst possible way, leaving CJ enraged as she couldn't take the embarrassment anymore.
CJ, I need to tell you,
Mordecai, just stop. I already know what you're gonna say, so save it. You don't know who your soulmate is? Here. You didn't even point in my direction.
And that's how Mordecai's fumbling led him to a situation where there was no coming back, since his relationship with CJ ended badly after that incident. The episode only backfired for Mordecai's reputation, as people online came out and criticized him even more and more, saying, "I was mad when Mordecai finished CJ in front of Muscle Man's wedding, and justice should be served for CJ." Now, we all know how badly he messed things up in this episode. But believe it or not, this mess up was nothing compared to what he did in the upcoming episodes, when he even betrayed Rigby in the worst possible way by not having his back, and even brutally killed his own uncle for his clumsiness. In the episode called Rigby's Graduation Day Special, Rigby was seen so happy to finally be graduating while having a stable life, which didn't sit well with Mordecai, as we can see from his reaction.
Party, dude!
of course, I'm on the planning committee.
Cool, man. What a year. I've been learning and growing and doing so much, all while holding on to a steady girlfriend. I'm really amazing, you know? Man, the rate I'm going, I'll probably get my college degree before you get yours.
Yeah. Well, in my past year, I got really good at this video game.
And things went further when everyone from the park crew was seen helping Rigby with his graduation speech. Mordecai appeared uninterested and even slowed down the process despite being Rigby's very best friend.
Kai, you're his best friend. What is he like?
I guess there's this fancy coffee soda he's really into. Caffeine.
Perfect. Take my van.
But it's seasonal. I'd have to drive all the way out to the Caffeine outlet to get it now.
Instead of being happy for his friend's success, Mordecai ended up being consumed by jealousy, which he couldn't even hide.
Is all this really necessary? I mean, graduating from high school is like the least a person can accomplish. But it's a big deal for Rigby. I can't believe I have to explain this to him.
He's your best friend, dude.
Fine.
And his insecurity reached a whole new level when he straight up refused to help Rigby with his graduation letter, even though he was the only one Rigby could really rely on.
Mordecai, I'm freaking out. I've been writing speeches all day and they're all junk. I'm running out of time. I don't know what to do and all my favorite stuff is gone. Where are you, dude? I really need you over here.
Look, I really can't do this right now. I'm busy.
What? But what do I do?
I don't know. You're so smart now. Why don't you go listen to a sad song and figure it out?
Whoa, what? Dude.
This was the very moment when Rigby realized that even though he was always there for Mordecai, Mordecai didn't feel the same way for him.
What?
Mordecai, what's going on? How are you still not here?
Rigby, have stuff to do, okay?
You already said you have stuff to do. Aren't you done doing your stuff?
No, I'm not done.
What could you be doing that's more important than this?
Come on, dude. You gotta do this for yourself. I can't do everything for you.
What? Bah! I've been doing stuff for myself all spring. I haven't needed your help all spring. Now the one time I do and you're not doing anything for me at all.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not doing anything for you.
And surprisingly, Mordecai even ended up confessing it to Rigby, showing how much of a superiority complex he was dealing with, thinking himself always better than Rigby and being unable to accept his success.
I know how messed up this sounds, but it's hard to see you doing so great. I guess I always kind of liked that I was doing better than you before.
That does sound really messed up.
I know. When I heard you embarrassing yourself out there, I realized how unfair I was being. I think it's awesome that you've worked so hard to get here.
Even though Rigby managed to get the job done while giving an amazing speech, this episode only showed how insecure Mordecai can be, unable to swallow the fact that Rigby could do better than him. People also noticed this dark side of Mordecai and despised him immediately, saying things like, I know this is a cartoon, but Mordecai was being an ass to Rigby in this episode. You don't treat your best friend like that. While this episode ended up portraying him as a jealous friend, the next episode even went as far as portraying him as a murderer. The episode called Terror Tales of the Park 2 started with a bowling session where the park crew joined in their park competition, accompanied by Mordecai's uncle, Uncle Steve. Even though it seemed like a fun session, the park crew wanted it to end there until Mordecai urged them to go for another round, which eventually went heavy on him since a tragic event occurred that he never expected to happen.
Yeah. Uncle Steve, you down to play another game?
I don't know, Morty. I'm kind of low on fundage. This tie wasn't cheap, you know.
It's cool, Uncle Steve. I got $5.
Oh, no, Morty, I couldn't.
Don't worry about it. You can pay me back later. I know you're good for it.
Okay, I promise I'll get you back.
Yeah, game on.
Whoa. Oh, no, my tie!
Uncle Steve!
This episode was so sad that both Rigby and Mordecai couldn't believe how it all happened, leaving the fans also saddened, with some saying, "This was my childhood trauma, no jokes at all." And this episode traumatized me as a kid, immediately put the show down and never touched it again. Nowhere near as scarring to see it again at 17, but god damn, that's still brutal. Surprisingly, this episode actually performed really well statistically, showing a lesson of how Mordecai's clumsiness ultimately costed him big in the end. And if you love the wild ride, just keep watching the regular recap. Subscribe.